So let's go. So this is a 7-inch quad. Now this is what I mainly use for my cinematic style footage, and this is a tiny whoop. This is just something for flinging around the house really, and races and stuff like that. Now a good while ago, Beta FPV thought, what happens if you cross this with this? So let's find out. Well, that's where it is. You end up with this. This is the Beta FPV Pavo Pico. Now this is a little HD 03 tiny whoop. It's terrible flight time. The frame you get with it's absolute cheese. It just breaks on your first crash. It weighs a ton. It doesn't fly massively great in acro, but even after all that, I absolutely love the thing. So let's have a look at it. So if, like me, like most beginners do, you started out in acro, not fucking what the fuck am I? Blah blah blah, fucking blah. So if, like me, you started this hobby using analog, which not a lot of people did, the type of DVR I'd be used to look like this. It's not the best. It's kind of what I'd describe like old TV. I'm showing my age now. All these people watching Netflix in glorious HD. I remember the good old days when you had to adjust the aerial and smack the side of the TV to get it working. Obviously the idea of having something like this at that time was absolutely mind-blowing. To be able to record 4K stabilised footage on something as small as this was just a pipe dream. But here we are. So what we'll do now, we'll quickly go down to the bench. I'll give you a little overview of this, show you some of the specs, what you get in the box and stuff like that. And after that we'll take it for a quick flight and see what it's like. So, right, let's go. So here we are, we'll have a quick close look at the quad now before we have a look in the box. So you can see there, it's an 80mm whoop. You've got a little battery tray under there. You have to be careful actually buying extra batteries for this, because only certain ones do fit in there. You've got your little 03 on the top, cables all bundled up behind there, and your little mount on the front. Now you can say this is a blue frame one. Now when you first get this, it does come in a black frame, or the one I got did anyway, but you can get other frames and other kits separately if you want to change the colour of it. The motors on them are the Beta FPV branded 1102 14,000 kV, so it is 2S. Yeah, so that's the quad itself. I'll show you what this little cob LED strip looks like later on. That's one of the big pros of this, one of the things I do like about it. So I'll put it to the side and quickly show you what's in the box. Now obviously this box isn't exactly unopened, because I took it out, but I think I put everything back in that was in it when I got it, so we'll have a quick look. Right, so you get your little bits there, you get some extra holders for your antenna. I've put the two little linear whip antennas on, but you can put a mount on there to put the original 03 antenna on, so you get that. You do get a LiPo, a 450 milliamp 2S, 45C1, Beta FPV branded. Now I've actually bought some Beta FPV lava batteries. They're the high volt ones. This isn't high volt, this is just your standard normal battery. So I do find you get a bit more flight time and a bit more punch on the high volt ones. And also you get this little dongle here. Now if you've noticed on your flight controller you don't actually have a USB plug on there. What you have is this little adapter at the little thing at the back there, and you plug that into it, and that allows you to plug it into Betaflight. Now just quickly on the all-in-one, it's a great little all-in-one, this, really light. Now this is the V2 version, I think. This is the 20 amp. Now as you can see, I've got a few extra wires coming off the bottom of mine there, running to this cob LED strip. Now on the Pavo 20, which I am thinking about getting, which is the slightly bigger version of this, you actually have a plug there where you can just plug these cob LED strips into. But if you want to add them to this one, you have to solder them to the flight controller yourself. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. There's no biggie if you're used to soldering, but if you do want the LEDs, you will have to do that yourself. So yeah, that's the dongle we're on about. What else is there? You get a couple of spare canopies, where you get one that goes on and then a spare one. I'll come back to that in a minute. I've got something to say about this. You get a little cover that goes over the a little protector, sorry, that goes over the front of the 03 camera, just to give you a little bit of extra protection there. You get some spare props. You get this little bracket, which is for if you want to run a Vista or the walk snail off this, you instead of screwing directly into the bottom of this, you put your Vista and all that on there, and you sort of wed your Vista and your walk snail BRX mounts to that, and then you screw that into that. I haven't got one to show you at the minute, so I can't, but if you look on Google, I'm sure you'll find an image. Like say, spare props, little plug there, the wire into your Vista, and a couple of whip antennas. That's it really. Yeah, one of my biggest gripes with this was this frame. Now, design wise, they're exactly the same as the blue one. There is no difference between them. But I don't know where it is, whether it's just this black one or what, but literally first battery in the house, just messing about, nothing too drastic, and bosh, straight away. I actually glued this. I don't know whether you can, I've just snapped it there because I'm not using this frame. Literally first crash into the door, nothing hard, just crack, gone. Now it is a Whoop frame, you know, they're easily replaceable. They aren't exactly expensive, so it's not end of the world, but not exactly a great start, to be fair. Now just one last thing there before we go flying that I wanted to show you, and it is about the frame and the LEDs. Now, like I said there, I've got the Cobb LED strip on this, and I do think this is a really good investment. For, I think they're £5, and I've bounced this off the walls in the house and outside, and I've never broke a frame since I've added these LEDs. Now they have got like a soft, like silicon sort of, well, it's not padding, it's protection for the LEDs, but I do think they do add a good bit of protection. Like I say, I've never broke one, and the added bonus of having these LEDs as well is, I'll just flick the switch on my radio and boom, look at that. Now these things are super bright. I don't know whether how well it comes through on the video there, but these things look amazing in actual real life. And they have actually helped me find this. I lost it in a bush, and all I had to do was flick the lights on, and you know, it literally literally glow in the dark. So yeah, if you're going to buy one of these, get the Cobb LEDs. They're worth it. Anyway, so for the flying bit of this video, I thought we'd come up to the field up here with a little bit more colour than there is just sat at home on my bench. So my plan is I'll put a battery on, do a bit of cruising around, a bit of cinematic style footage, and then I'll put a slightly bigger battery on. I've got some 550s instead of 450s, and we'll put it on, have a little bit of freestyle, well, as much freestyle as you can do with a Whoop anyway. So right, let's get my gear set up and let's go have a look. Right, let's go. Now already there, I can feel the wind pushing against this. That's the one main issue really, is the wind. And it moves pretty well. Now you can get some speed going up with it, or obviously the faster you go, the quicker your battery runs out. Now I've only got a 450 milliamp 2S on here, so it's not going to last forever. 2, maybe 3 minutes at most. I'm already down to 3.78, 75. You know, this is the type of thing this is built for really, just this sort of slow cruising about. I say slow, it's actually, you can get a bit of speed up on this when you want to. Really quiet and all. Range seems pretty decent. I'm behind myself now, and my LQ is going 99, 100, so that's Express LRS doing what it should. I'm not actually sure what my camera angle's at, to be fair. I could probably knock that down a bit, get it nice and smooth. Like I say, when you're doing stuff like this, it's spot on, really is. Like I say, I've got a 450 milliamp battery on it. I've got some 550s and all in my bag. I might try them out and see what sort of difference we get footage wise, flight time wise, sorry. But like I say, for cruising about, it's lovely. It's when you try and do and sort of acro, that's when it sort of struggles a bit really. So I'm already 2 minutes 20 seconds in, I'm already getting a low battery warning there just from doing a few oh, better not put on, battery's dipping right down there. Yeah, this battery's toast, 2.5 minutes there, but you know, that was some pretty fast cruising about outside. I reckon if you were flying inside, you know, when you're not fighting against the wind and doing, you know, 20-30 mile an hour or whatever, I reckon you could probably get some decent flight time. Right, that was a cruise about there, so what I'll do now, I'll put one of these 550s on and we'll have a bit of, well, I say a freestyle, we'll do some flips and rolls and see what sort of time we get with that. Right, so this is a 550 mAh battery. Let's do a few flips and rolls and see what sort of flight time we get with this one. So let's go. Oh shit, that didn't go as planned. Well, if you can see there, one of my props exploded. Not exactly ideal. And typical, I haven't got any looking spare props for me, so unfortunately we're going to have to cut the freestyle portion of this one short. But I can't really blame that on the actual quad. Like I said, I'd have crashed this in the house. I've maybe damaged the prop and not noticed. Luckily it held up when I was doing my first little run there, so... Bastard. So anyway, let's get back to the bench. Oh, there we go, that was the Beta FPV Pavo Pico. I think it's a great little bit of kit for what it is, but I am, like I say, I am going to get the bigger brother, the Pavo 20. You know, the 3S version will give you a little bit more power outside and a little bit more flight time and a bit more stability with it having 2-inch props instead of 45mm, but you know, that's a future video when I get that, so we'll have a look at that when it comes. But would I recommend you buying this? Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, you know, I really do like this thing. It does have its flaws, but it's so much fun to fly. It's a little quad that you can put in your pocket and take anywhere you want. You know, this thing's going to be the one that I put in my suitcase when I go on holiday, just to take out and get some great little bits of 4K footage. So, now, like I do in every video, I just want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. So, massive thanks to Josh Smith, Reese Jones, Generic FPV, Make It Mamba FPV, Captain Kazi, and my newest patron, Rob Daniels, or It's Rob FPV. Massive thanks to them guys. Like I say, for as little as £2 a month, you can help support the channel. I'll say your name in my video. You can message me on Patreon. You know, I might even walk your dog or babysit for you if you're lucky, if you live close enough. Anyway, a bit creepy that one. Well, maybe not babysit. I'll walk your dog though, because I'm nice like that. You can pick your own shit up though. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.